Hi, my name is Lisa Young. I'm the principal at Rockenbaugh Elementary School. This presentation is going to explain the CogAT and ITBS assessments that we give in Carroll ISD and hopefully explain a little bit about the report that you get at home as a parent. We'll start with the CogAT test. It is a cognitive abilities test. It is designed to assess verbal, quantitative, and nonverbal reasoning skills. It's a nationally normed assessment that provides a national percentile rank score by age and grade. It is administered to all 2nd, 4th, and 6th grade students in Carroll ISD. It's administered to students that have been referred for our GT program Quest screening. CogAT is an ability assessment and does not measure such factors as effort, attention, motivation, and work habits, which contribute to achievement. So I think that's important to note. The reasoning abilities of most children vary, and this is quite normal. So let's look at the verbal battery of the CogAT. The verbal battery measures flexibility, fluency, and adaptability in reasoning with verbal materials and solving verbal problems. These reasoning abilities play an important role in reading comprehension, critical thinking, writing, and virtually all verbal learning tasks. And let's look at the quantitative battery of the CogAT. The quantitative battery measures quantitative reasoning skills, flexibility and fluency in working with quantitative symbols and concepts, and the ability to organize, structure, and give meaning to an unordered set of numerals and mathematical symbols. These reasoning skills are significantly related to problem solving in mathematics and other disciplines. Now we're going to look at the nonverbal battery of the CogAT. And the nonverbal battery measures reasoning using geometric shapes and figures. And to perform successfully on this battery, students must invent strategies for solving novel problems, and they have to be flexible in using these strategies and accurate in implementing them. Now we're going to talk about how to interpret the scores. The CogAT breaks down the test. It gives a national percentile rank based on the student's age and also a national percentile rank based on the grade the student is in. And on the subtest, there is an ability profile and age percentile. So when we look at the scores and we consider placement in our Gifted and Talented program Quest, the Quest program looks at the national percentile rank based on age, and our math placement for 5th grade math looks at national percentile rank based on grade. Scores are reported as percentiles. A score in 40 means that the child's score is higher than 40% of the students their age or grade nationally. A score of 95 means that that child's score is higher than 95% of the students their age or grade nationally. All right, let's take a look at a sample score report that you have received at home. The top box on the left is the Iowa of Basic Skills test, which we haven't yet talked about, but we will. The box below that reports the CogAT, which we were just talking about. As you can see, the subtests of the CogAT are reported a verbal, quantitative, nonverbal, and then you'll see a composite score. The composite score takes all 3 tests and it gives an overall score. Then if you move over the column to the right is the age scores and percentile rank by age. Then if you move over to the right one more in that column, you'll see the grade scores. And depending upon the age of the child, these may vary. If your child is old for their grade level, you may see a possible lower score in the age percentile. And then finally, the ability profile box is a visual representation. And then on the far right of this report, you'll see just a written summary that explains and details the information for you. The average ranges from 25% to 75%, with 50 percentile being exactly average. 25% is low average, while 75% is high average. If we look at this sample CogAT report and we look at the composite, if you scroll over to the right and you see the APR, that is the age percentile rank of this child, is 48%, and then scroll over a little bit more to the GPR, the grade percentile rank, is 57%. So this child is in the average range in CogAT. We do exceptionally well as a district on these scores. To have these high scores is remarkable. And if you were to compare to surrounding districts, you would see a drastic difference. On the next few slides, you will see the results. Let's talk about the Iowa Test of Basic Skills. This is designed to measure achievement, or what a student already knows academically. It is nationally normed assessment that provides a national percentile rank score by grade. Where the CogAT did grade and age, the Iowa Test of Basic Skills is just by grade. The sections assessed include vocabulary, word analysis, reading comprehension, listening, language, and mathematics. It is administered in 2nd, 4th, and 6th grades in CISD, and it is administered to students that have been referred for our GT Quest screening. The Iowa Test of Basic Skills measures the skills and achievement of students from kindergarten through 8th grade. It provides an in-depth measure of important educational objectives. It also yields reliable and comprehensive information both about the development of student skills and about their ability to think critically. And it measures students against their peers. And another important thing to note is that the Iowa Test of Basic Skills is used by our campus administration and by our teachers, our curriculum coordinators as a district. We come together to look at possible gaps in learning and weaknesses, and we make adjustments to our scope and sequence documents, our curriculum, our lesson plans, and assessments. The Iowa Test of Basic Skills has 3 core totals. There are reading subtests, and we get a reading total from that. There are language subtests, and we get a language total from that. There are math subtests, and we get a math total score. Then we'll get 1 overall core score that takes the 3 subtests and averages. And each of the subtests do vary from grade to grade. The core total on the ITBS is the average of the reading, language, and math test scores, and the total composite score on the ITBS is the average of the reading, language, math, social studies, and science test scores. At Carroll ISD, and this year, we are not giving the subtest in social studies and science. Historically, we have done really well on those. This year, we are just focusing on the reading, language, and math, so we will not get a composite score. Here is a sample ITBS report, and again below we have the percentile rank, with 50 being average. So let's look at this child. If we look at this child, PNPR is the projected national percentile rank, and NPR is the national percentile rank. So this child, for example, in reading was projected to score 51 percentile, but actually scored 79 percentile. So people might read that as they are performing higher than their ability. how does CISD use these results? Well, the CogAT and ITBS tests are used to provide an indication as to whether or not children are working up to their ability level, and it does assist teachers in tailoring instruction to benefit all students. It is also used as a screening test for our gifted and talented program entry, as well as the appropriate mathematics placement at the intermediate level and middle school, as well as science placement at middle school. This concludes our presentation, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to your teacher, the administrative staff, myself, Lisa Young, principal, assistant principal Janet Blackwell, our counselor, Kim Kaufman, or our wonderful Quest teacher, Cindy Featherston. Thank you.